Good morning, everyone. This is your boy Shango. I'm just checking all my vitals. I think I cut off part of my intro there. Let's do it again because this has got to be done. Hold on. Love it, love it. End zone, everybody was equally pathetic. Awesome. All right. Now let me check all my vitals. Make sure everybody is can hear me and see me. No audio on my intro. Make sure everybody is. No audio on my intro. Makes sense. All the sense in the world. Oh, I know what it is. Hold on. Here it is. Oh, I know what it is. Hold on. Here it is. Except me, because I'm plugged into this NFL. I whack people. Except me, because I'm plugged into this NFL. I whack people. Oh, cocky. Woo. Nobody gets blamed. Everybody was equally pathetic. There we go. Big hand for me to finally get it going and get it working correctly. This is awesome. This is a breakthrough moment for me. I'm loving it. All right. Let's see who all here. We got 5 comments. What's up? See you, Texas boy. Shango Rage Indro, I love it. What's up, NG Devils? New Jersey Devils. What's up, my man Adam? MIAH022. What's up? Keith, what's up? How's it going, everybody? All right, what I thought I would do this morning is to go through position by position and for us to create our own the Dallas Cowboys show draft board. All we're doing today is we're just throwing names at the board. We're just going to throw names at the board and see who we would want, in a descending order. And then I will make a video this week to finalize, the top 10. I think we'll go like 10 at positions that we really need, like offensive line, and we'll go like maybe 5 at positions like wide receiver, or like 3 at cornerbacks, positions that we know we're not going to go too much of in the draft. So we're going to be doing that kind of stuff today and have a little bit of fun and just be optimistic about what we can bring in to this organization during this draft, because free agency is pretty much done. We've been seeing nothing but tumbleweeds go through Valley Ranch for the past few days, and I think there was a Eric Winston rumor that was quickly shot down. And when I saw the Winston rumor was shot down, I was like, okay, we're just letting everything just stand pat for a while until we see who we're going to get in the draft. And then when we get who we need in the draft, then we'll go. If we need Winston, we'll go get Winston. If we need Brandon Moore, we'll go get Brandon Moore. Whoever we need, after the draft, after we've seen what the new talent we brought in, then we'll go and see if we can fill in the holes with the second tier of free agency. All right, let's see who else is here. What's up, Simon? Adam, yes, Adam finally made it. Adam, NJ Devils 1990. I used to do live shows a long time ago. I mean, like when Ustream just started, maybe in like 2008. Was it 2008, Adam, or 2009? Well, a long time ago. I used to do live shows through Ustream, and Adam used to be there every day, every morning, talking Cowboys. So serious Cowboy fans, and that's why I like doing this show during the off season, because there's not that much traffic, and the people that you get through here are people that really are sadly obsessed by the Dallas Cowboys. We all have that issue, all of us do. Are those pillows new? 81? No, these I've been had these pillows, man. Sometimes you'll see them in the videos. If you remember, Wilford humped. I think he humped this video. I mean, this pillow, one of these two pillows. But yeah, I've had them pillows a long time. I need to do some more stuff to my background too, man. I love my star, but I need some stuff. I mean, if this is gonna be like a talk radio show, I need some stuff over there and up there. And you remember, like back in the day when I had a Romo watch back there, and I had all kind of stuff back there. I had a Mike Zimmer watch back there, and they were for two different reasons. The Romo watch was to how many weeks it's going to take for Romo to get out there, and then the Zimmer watch was to see when we were going to get Zimmer out of here. So that was way back in the day, way back in the day. All right, let me tweet this stuff out. I hadn't done that yet. Share. Send to Facebook. Building a draft board today. Bam, bam, bam. Shared. And let's get the tweeters in here. Shango is creating Cowboys draft board. Let's say his, because it's not the Cowboys. Shango is creating his Cowboys draft board. And tweet it out to all you tweeters out there in the world. Turpa back there. Actually, Turpa got the ultimate shout out, because he got, when I was getting choked by Michael Irvin, which was personally my favorite day in the entire history of my life. But when I was getting choked by Michael Irvin, actually Turpa was the guy that Michael Irvin gave a shout out to, you know, and he was, Mike, I could tell Mike was a little bit apprehensive because he didn't know who a Turpa was, but he gave him a shout out. So congratulations, people who have stuck with me over the years, man. Little stuff like that has happened good for them. Let's see. First of all, let's go over to the site. DC's posting like crazy. DC Fanatic and I both. A lot of people, people need. Let me bring my face back. People need to understand. People need to understand. People need to understand. DC Fanatic. DC Fanatic. DC Fanatic. DC Fanatic. DC Fanatic. DC Fanatic. happened with the Dallas Cowboys, I think the sense of urgency is upon me, that I know that we need to do something immediately. So that kind of pumps me up to see what we can do in the draft, or what we can bring in now to help Romo, to help Ware, to help Witten, and all those guys. Because I think if we're going to make any kind of move in the next few years, it's going to have to happen this year or next year. So I feel that, so that's why I'm pushing forward. DC Fanatics feeling that we're pushing it forward. So we're trying to figure out how we're going to reconvene for next year. Is he going to go back to dcfanatic.com and just do his stuff and then we merge things together? Or we're going to still push this tdcs.tv and see where we can bring it? I mean, it went a long way this last year, but we want to see if, pushing a website is going to be even worth it. So he's been over here. I'm gonna go through the stories of what he's been posting. Brandon Carr starts the Carr Foundation, which is good for him. Brandon Carr is one of my favorite players. Now I'm not gonna say Brandon Carr is a something going on with the audio. Got it. Hold on. Crap. Yeah, remind me, there's a button on here. When I want people to hear the videos, like the videos I post on there or whatever, I have to have it off. I will have to have it on for you to hear. Now, when I go to the screenshot, which I brought up just then, I got to turn it off because it will record me talking twice, and thus you'll hear the echo. So I've got to remember that. It's hard, guys, not having a producer with headphones on and that's listening to me, that can do stuff, and then me who I'm decided to go headphone-less because I don't like the weight on my head. But I need your feedback. So thank you, 81 Singleton, for telling me about the echo, and let's move on. But what I was saying while I was rudely interrupted by an echo was that DC Fanatic and I were reconvening for the next season and figuring out how we're going to move forward. Is he just going to do podcasts and I'm going to call in and we merge together that way? Or are we still going to try to push this website, or if it's profitable or not profitable, if it's worth the time, basically, to put together, to put the time that it takes into a website to push this stuff out of there. So I'm going to look through the stuff that he's done. Brandon Carr starts Carr Foundation. Love Brandon Carr. We'll talk about him more later. Brett Favre used to dream about being Roger Staubach. I saw this earlier, and I kind of get that from Brett Favre, because Roger was the only thing different. Roger was just a smart quarterback. He would improvise. He would get around. He was kind of like a Romo, but he was a very, 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 very smart version. A very smart version that didn't create turnovers that much and ran around and extended plays and things of that sort. Roger was one of the main reasons why I started to be a Cowboy fan. So I like to hear that, even though I cannot stand Brett Favre, never have. And then we have a lot of draft information up there about what we're going to do or whatever, but we're getting ready to do the draft right now. So let's just, without further ado, let's just jump over to the NFL Network, go to the draft tracker, and go through positions, and just go ahead and start with the draft board. Okay, first of all, where's my draft board? Let's go over the players that I brought up last week. The players that I brought up last week that we were going to lose this year. Gerald Sensabaugh, gone. We got to replace him. He was a starter for us. So we have to look at safety in this draft tremendously. Next, we have Felix Jones, a person that we also lost that was a vital contributor to the offensive side of the football. We're going to have to replace him. Josh Brent, devastating loss, and someone that we were working on tremendously on the defensive line and kind of building a pretty good professional football player there. But his progress has hit a huge wall, and he probably won't be back with the Cowboys ever. Then we have Victor Butler, who's now a Saint. We're going to miss his instant pressure when he came out there in the football field. We're gonna have to replace him as someone who can sit behind Spencer and Ware and spell them in certain situations. Kenyon Coleman, I don't know if that's a huge loss because I think Kenyon Coleman is more of a 3-4 defensive end anyway than a 4-3 defensive tackle. We probably could have used him in that position, but is he ideal for that position? I don't think so. I think he's good where he's at in New Orleans playing that 3-4 defensive end. Next we have Dan Connor. I don't know how much we're going to miss him, but we have to replace him. I think we already did with oh my gosh, Justin Durant. I knew it would come to my head in a minute, but we just with Justin Durant for a strong side linebacker possibly. Mike Jenkins, in my opinion, Mike Jenkins was a pretty decent talent. You know, I think he caught a lot of ire from the Cowboy fans because of a poor secondary showing, but I think was because of a poor pass rush, a poor consistent pass rush. He got a lot of injuries and didn't get to play to his fullest in those ways. He got a kind of a bad rep for not tackling people, and then when he tried to tackle people, he got hurt. So it's just been a tough road for Mike Jenkins. The best of luck to him. He's with the Raiders now to see what he can, in a 1-year deal to see what he can do. But I really like the player Mike Jenkins for us, and he's going to leave a hole. He's going to definitely leave a hole in our secondary. Thanks, Adrian. I just uploaded. Thanks, Adrian said first ever listen to Shango live. Love this dude. Thanks, man. Then we lost Kevin Ogletree. Ogletree had a tremendous game versus the Giants. We thought we had a stud into making it whatever. Then he basically just disappeared for the rest of the season. So I think replacing him would not be that tough. Next we have John Phillips. John Phillips was another one of my favorites. He's out here in San Diego now. But John Phillips, we're gonna have to get another tight end late in the draft to take up for him, or maybe just a rookie free agent. But Hannah and Witten would be fine there. And last was Marcus Spears. Marcus Spears, the same as Kenyon Coleman. He's basically a 3-4 defensive end. He probably could be used as a defensive tackle, but I think he's better off going to Baltimore where he can continue playing the defensive end position. Now, players with question marks. We have Lawrence Vickers. Vickers is I think he's 1.4 or 1.2 on the salary cap. So we'll see if we can afford to pay him or if we're going to bring another fullback in. But remember, I know a lot of people complain about Vickers and whatever, but before we got Vickers, we were struggling at the fullback position. And if you do recall, a fullback got Tony Romo just absolutely destroyed. So it is a pretty important position. I don't know if we can just dump Vickers and go with the rookie or go with a young guy and expect the young guy not to get our quarterback killed. Next, Doug Freeze. Something has to be done about Doug Freeze's contract. It has to be. All right, now we have the injury, the players with injury issues. We have Miles Austin. It's been a while since Miles played a full season. We'll see what he'll be able to bring us next year, but it was very frustrating watching him on the sidelines, jump up and down and stretching and whatever, and not being out there on the field to perform. Bruce Carter, one of the most impressive football players for the Cowboys I've seen all season last year. Bruce Carter was a monster out there, but he still gets hurt. So we're going to have someone behind Bruce Carter just in case he gets hurt again, because he is yet to play in very many games in a row, actually. Next, we have Barry Church. Also had a devastating injury last year. We don't know how fast he'll be able to come back. We don't know what kind of player he'll be when he gets back. And we honestly, if we're honest with ourselves, we don't know what kind of player Barry Church is, period. Barrett Church played well, in training camp, in preseason games or whatever, but he's had very limited experience on the main stage, so we'll see when he gets there. Matt Johnson, another one, we really don't know what Matt Johnson brings, because we hadn't even seen him much on the practice field. So that's another injury question mark there. Sean Lee, my favorite Cowboy, I have to put him on a list because he gets hurt. Underneath him, another one of my favorites, DeMarco Murray. Got to put him on that list. We got to have somebody to spell him because he gets hurt. Jay Ratliff, I think, again, one of my favorite players in the Cowboys in the last few years. I just think he is, if you look at his numbers, if you look at his play, he still can play at a high level, but not for very long. Thus, his stats are very small these days. And then last but not least, Ware in his shoulder. Ware was taking a whole lot of punishment, barely making it through the season when he was standing up. Now he's down, on with his hand in the ground. So we're gonna have to see how much punishment DeMarcus Ware can take, and we're gonna need somebody to spell him. So that's a lot, guys. That's a lot to try to shore up in the draft. So that's what we're gonna have to do in this offseason. We're gonna have to try to figure out, the best possible combination of guys that we can bring in and fix this. All right, let me look at some comments. Turpa says if Carter and Lee are healthy, watch out. That's very true. I know there was a time period when they were healthy last year together, but I just don't think Bruce Carter was at. I think Bruce Carter was at a different position at the beginning of last season than he was toward his injury. I think he got better and better and better, especially with Sean Lee in his ear telling him what to do and things of that sort. He just improved tremendously. So now with them two coming back, I think it's going to be a dynamic duo, a very dynamic duo. Keith Huckadoo, thank you. So when it happens, whenever you hear the echo, please type quickly, turn the button off. Appreciate that. Draft the big boys, Adam says, of course. Adrian Arnold says, I hate Felix Jones. I don't hate Felix. Felix was one of my favorites, but when I've said this before in the show. When he did not come into training camp in tip-top shape, it pissed me off. I mean, big time. When you're getting paid as much as those guys are getting paid, especially when you're a running back and you only have a short window where you can be really successful in NFL, if you don't come into training camp at tip-top position and shape, it pisses me off. I think I'm going to have a conditioning test when I get out there in Oxnard. If anybody is in less condition than me, the whole Dallas Cowboys show nation is going to go off on them. But I cannot stand a professional football player that is in his prime that is not in shape. It just kills me. I saw they were Jamarcus Russell is trying to make a comeback in the NFL. And he just got under 300 pounds. As a quarterback. How are you expecting to play football when you're that fat? Seriously. I mean, it's part of your job. Lose the weight, stay in shape, get paid, produce. When you can't do that anymore, then go have fun and eat at McDonald's or Chick-fil-A or whatever you want to do. Sorry. That just makes me mad, people. I know some of you are in the same way. Adrian and Keith was helping me out with Durant. Thanks, guys. I think we should cut Doug free. Adrian Arnold says we have to do something with Doug Free. I mean, he can't play for the amount of money he's getting paid. He can't. So we're gonna have to cut him. We're gonna have to. He's gonna have to be a June 1st cut. He's gonna have to take a pay cut. Something's gonna have to happen with Doug Free. I just don't see us entering next season and Doug Free is in the same situation he is right now. Turpin says Victor Butler always impressed me. Yeah, he did. He was like a spot pressure. I don't think he was that efficient against the run, but when we needed, a guy to get in there and get some pressure on the quarterback, it seemed like Victor Butler could do it. Adam says, please don't move Doug Free to guard. Just get rid of him after June 1st. Didn't Doug Free fail at guard already? I mean, didn't we have him there? I don't know. The Cowboys were close to signing Eric Winston. What happened to that? I don't. DJ ATL Philly. I think that was a. I don't think that was a true rumor. I think Shefty jumped the gun on that one, and I heard after Shefty tweeted it. I heard from Dallas Cowboys beat writers that it was not true, and we haven't seen it happen, so it probably wasn't true. I know. 81 Cylinder said, keep in mind, we only have 6 picks. We got 6 picks and a lot of holes to fill. That's why it's really best for us to stand pat in free agency. I think we just got a backup safety. We got a backup possible starter linebacker. Just so, we can make sure we have those positions kind of shored up. But everything else is open for us to be able to get an offensive lineman, to get a defensive lineman, to get a safety, to get a running back, to get a good player if they fall to us. You know what I'm saying? If a nice running back falls to us and we need a running back, then we can go ahead and get that instead of us getting Reggie Bush or somebody like that and locking us out of drafting a running back. So we need to do that, and then afterwards we'll fill in the blank with the rest of the NFL. Rest of the positions. Turpin says Lee has the highest work ethic I've ever seen. The guy's truly a beast with the reflexes of a cat. Turpin, I'm telling you, when you watch him out there on the practice field, when you watch Sean Lee, you just come away impressed because he's about business. It's strictly business with that guy the entire time, and that's why his instincts are so high. He knows what he's doing. Knowledge creates instincts in some positions, and with him, it's like that. So I love what he's doing. I love the way he's been in Bruce Carter's head to be like another coach on the field with Bruce Carter to bring Bruce Carter to the mental level of a Sean Lee. So both of them at a high mental level can be very, very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Mr. Lodia says, people underrate Church a bit. He knows how to get to the ball carrier, and it seems it was always around the ball. I also really hope Lee and Carter can stay healthy together. I hope everyone's right on Church. I went to training camp last year because I was hearing church, and I'm really apprehensive when I just hear it from the Cowboys organization. Because remember, I said it last week. The Cowboys organization made Andre Holmes the next Calvin Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Listening to Jerry and listening to the people in Valley. He's such a big guy. He's got the potential. Blah blah blah. All that kind of stuff. I just don't like hearing it. I want to see it. So I went to training camp so I can see Barry Church in action, and I didn't get to see that much at all. I wanted to come back hype. I wanted to say, man, Barry Church is really out there impressing me. I just never got to see it. And it was kind of frustrating. I saw it with Brandon Carr. I saw what Carr was. Immediately when I saw Carr out there on the football field, I saw exactly what he can and can't do and what he would bring to our football team. I'm still waiting to see that from Barry Church. Came across an interesting stat. The Cowboys were 32nd in tackles for loss last year. A whopping 7 tackles for loss. Very good stat. I'm going to bring that. Sluger1 brought that up. I'm going to bring that up in one of my videos soon. 7 tackles for loss. That's not good at all. That's wow. Jeez. All right, let me move on. Mina Sidhorn, it says, Mr. Shango, why can't Doug Free reconstruct like the rest of the team and move inside and they draft a right tackle? Because, Mina, if Doug Free restructures like the other guys, he still gets all that money. And that's the thing that me and the rest of the Dallas Cowboy Nation is trying to do. We're trying not to pay Doug Free all that money because he, in his any player is worth the money they can get. But for looking at it from an organizational perspective, he's getting too much money. He's getting too much money, and it needs to be a significant pay cut. It has to involve whatever happens to Doug Free. It has to involve the word cut. It has to be Doug Free got cut or Doug Free's taking a pay cut. But the only thing we're going to accept in the Dallas Cowboy Nation when it comes to Doug Free is something around the word cut. All right, last one. I'm with NG with Adam. Then I'm going over to our list. Adam says Dwayne Harris might be the future number 2 wide receiver. I'm the biggest Dwayne Harris fan right now. He's impressed me like crazy. All right, let's go back to the big board. Quarterback. None! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! No quarterback. We do not need a quarterback. The 2 quarterbacks that we have on our roster will be on our roster for a good minute. You see Romo just got his contract, so he'll be there at least 3 to 4 years. And Cal Orton just got restructured also, so he'll be there at least 2 to 3 years probably. So there's no space for another quarterback. You can't get one because Cal Orton will be the quarterback if something happens to Romo, and we can't keep another roster spot there, when we could use it somewhere else on the football team. So we can't get a quarterback right now. So Romo, Orton, call it a day. Next, let's look at running back. All right, let's drop this off. Go to the draft tracker. And hit running backs. All right. This guy right here, Bernard Giovanni. Let's look at his video. See if Bucky. Let's take my thing out. I'm getting your volume up. I'm going to replay it in a minute. I'm just getting the volume. All right, let's replay this thing.
all-purpose yards per game in 2012, displaying exceptional quickness and burst with the ball in his hands. Bernard's combination of vision and quickness and toughness helped him become the first UNC running back with consecutive 1,000-yard seasons since Natrone Means did it in 1991. Measuring 5'8", 208 pounds with 4.53 speed.
All right, I'll go ahead and mute it. But anybody that's compared to Shady, I kind of want. I really do. It's like with we missed that with Felix. We really did. We got Felix for that guy out of the backfield that can catch the ball, that can make moves like Shady can do, that can actually, if we need him to come out of the backfield, that can come out of the backfield and be something for us there. We needed a person like that. And if we can get someone who is reminiscent of Shady McCoy in Bernard Giovanni, I think we need to run for that. So I'm going to put him on our running back board. I misspelled his name. Giovanni. There we go. There we go. Next up, Eddie Lacy. Anybody an Eddie Lacy fan? I'm not. Turpa says Bernard doesn't stop, he flows. How come we never cut Felix Jones? Because he's an Arkansas guy. I really cannot run away from Pitbull. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, I like EJ Manuel too. I like Johnny Football, but there will not be a quarterback. There will not be a quarterback in Dallas, a young quarterback in Dallas this year. Next we have Mr. Eddie Lacy. I'm not a big fan of Eddie Lacy. I don't think he fits what we need in a football player right now at all. He wasn't fast in his combine or pro day, so I'm not feeling Eddie Lacy at all. Randall Joseph. Don't know as much about him. I know you guys in that area, in the Texas area, know a little bit more about him. But the guy he's reminiscent to is a Fred Jackson. And when I hear that, I hear a solid running back, a good running back that will be able to, get some decent yards. But I don't think that style fits what Jason Garrett wants to do. So I'm not a big fan of his right now. If anybody is, just hit me up and I'll put him on the draft board. But as of right now, no. The next guy, Andre Ellington. Okay, I'm a Clemson fan. I'm from South Carolina. Clemson rules. Sorry. But I'm a big fan of Andre Ellington. Andre Ellington is ever since he got there as a freshman, he behind C.J. Spiller. C.J. Spiller was all world in my opinion, but this guy, he had similar skills as C.J. Spiller, but he had a little bit of pop with his run. So I really, 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 really like Andre Ellington. And again, he's kind of a guy like Giovanni, where he can take a short pass and he can do some real work. You know what I'm saying? So if we get Andre Ellington, hear me out. If we get Andre Ellington, I'm gonna go ahead and put him on my list, on my draft board. Andre Ellington. If we get him, your boy Shango is gonna go off his rocker, happy, just super happy, because I think he'll fit into what Jason Garrett wants to do easily. All right. Monty Ball, again, someone that I'm not all that impressed that will do something in our offense. His NFL comparison is Stephen Ridley, and I don't see a Stephen Ridley. Even though Stephen Ridley is a powerhouse runner, I just don't see us needing that type of running back or that type of running back putting us over the top or whatever. I think we need somebody fast and with hands. Um, even though I'm a Clemson fan, this is the best running back in the draft, guys. This is the best running back in the draft. And I even got more hate for this guy because I'm from Gaffney, South Carolina. He's from Burns, South Carolina. And Gaffney and Burns have created, I mean, we win all the state championships in South Carolina, and Gaffney and Burns have some serious rivalries. And this is one of the few guys who really ate up our defense in Gaffney when he was at Burns. And when he went to South Carolina, he easily became one of the premier runners in the nation. So, after that devastating injury, which I only watched once because it was just too nasty to watch any more than that, the rehab, the fact that he was able to run, catch passes, run some routes in his pro day is really fantastic. And I'm telling you, this dude is a horse on the AD mold type horse. He is a very, 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 very elite running back if he can get back to where he was. We just don't know that. It's just a chance that somebody's going to have to take. So I think, even though I would want Marcus Lattimore in a heartbeat if he drops in the draft and he's there for us in the late round and nobody's taking a chance on him, whatever, I definitely would want him. But the thing is, he's probably going to go to a team that I'm going to put him on my board. He's probably going to go to a team that is already rich at running back, and will be able to sit behind someone. Lattimore will be able to sit behind someone and wait until his body fully heals and then become the killer he is. But man, I would love to have that guy. Let me check your comments. Clemson guy, yes sir. It's Giovanni Bernard, my bad. Le'Veon Bell is the next one I'm going to look at. Andre Ellington is a Clemson boy. you knew I was going to bring him up, Adam. Turpa, Spiller in the college days, man. Spiller in the college days. I mean, I've never seen anyone have this whole stadium rocking like Spiller did, and it was just because of his ability. Because Spiller wasn't this like flamboyant dancing type guy. He was just very good in college. One of the best college running backs I've ever seen. Stephen Taylor. I'm not even gonna look at him. I don't think he fits. Let's go down to Le'Veon Bell. Power. But what is his speed like? Strong cuts and nice bursts out of him, making him capable of breaking off big runs when the hole is available. That's similar to the way that DeMarco Murray runs. He'll find a hole. He'll mess around and then he'll find a hole, and then once he finds a hole, he'll hit it hard with power, and then before you know it, he's down the field. His comparison, I don't like LeGarrette Blount, but yeah. I'll look into Bell. Let's see. You know what? Doesn't the NFL Network get on your nerves with this? You hit draft video for running back Bell, and you get a wide receiver from Oklahoma. Nice. That's a big boy. He is. Yeah, they said he's light on his feet. That the way he took those cones as a light guy. I mean, as a heavy guy was pretty good. Hands, looked the ball in and went straight down the field. Nice soft hands. Again, he caught the ball with ease. You know, a lot of guys they struggle. You can tell they like concentrate too much on catching the ball. But look at there, very natural catcher, very natural guy. All right, very good. There's a lot of Barner from Oregon. I'm putting all you guys, everybody that's saying something, I'm going to put them on the list. Barner from Oregon, and then we're going to move on to line. There you go, Kenjon Barner. Then Mike Gillisley. Get him on the list. Jonathan Franklin from UCLA. Let's get him on the list. Franklin. And I think we're going to put one more running back on the leave, and then we're going to move to just a couple wide receivers. We're not going to put too many wide receivers on the list, and then move. You know what? It is already 7:50. Let's move straight to offensive line, because we're going to run out of time. One more. Christine Michael, of course, from Texas A&M. Got to represent Texas. See, Michael. Cool. Offensive line. Number one, I'm just gonna put one, Warmack, two, Cooper, and hope one of those two falls, and now let's move on. As far as tackle, we can't. We really need to just scratch out Warmack, Joe Kill, Fisher, Lane Johnson, and Cooper. Those guys are not going to fall. Larry Warford. I've heard his name a lot, but I don't think he's a great pass rusher. I mean, pass protector. I'm reading right there. In a college career, and should win as NFL lineman to get a thick body moving off the snap. That size, strength, and those surprising nimble feet should draft him a spot. I haven't heard that many great things about Warford at all. So he kind of scares me. He kind of seems like he's more of a kind of a project. Um, Adrian Arnold said, "Give Dunbar an actual chance." I liked not like Dunbar. I was crazy about Dunbar there for a minute when we first got to training camp, but then after a while, when he started playing in games, it didn't seem like Dunbar could be that type player for us. DJ Fluker, I really want to get into DJ Fluker. I'm gonna put him on our list anyway because he is an option. But number 3, Fluker. I just don't. Fluker is a running guard. He's a road grader. He's somebody that you need to run behind, and I just think we need more of a pass protector. We need somebody that will keep Romo's bones connected and keep him upright so he can make passes down the field. Our run game. Our run game is just going to have to be executed by the guys we have. I mean, we have some big guys that should be able to open up holes for DeMarco Murray and whoever we draft. So I think that our run game is going to have to be a systematic thing put together by Callahan. But we need to draft someone that will be able to keep Tony Romo protected. I mean, that's a lot of money right now. That's a lot of money and a lot of future tied up in Tony Romo. We do not need to get him hurt by drafting a guard that can only run block. Exactly, Sluger. Whoever fits the zone blocking scheme the best, and that's the and what Jason Garrett really looks for is people that can actually move, that can get out, that can pull, that can go out and get in front of DeMarco Murray and make a block, so DeMarco Murray can cut back and things of that sort. So we need some guys like that. Let's look at Cal Log from Oregon. There he is. The Turper, where these guys fall, I don't think Warmack or Cooper is going to fall. We can just pray that if one of those guys happens to fall, then we have won the draft for us. I mean, it would be a perfect draft situation. Us pick one of those guys and then move on the rest of the draft. But I really, really, really doubt one of those two guys will be there. Cal Long is a big dude, 6'6". His NFL comparison is Brandon Albert. So I think this guy, he looks like with that type size. I think you can probably move him inside or outside. Let's see his strengths. Looks the part of an NFL lineman. That's what I just told them. Has nice height, long, thick arms, and what he can extend defenders in bay and pass protection. Yep, can turn smaller tackles out of the hole with his upper body strength. So he's got good strength. Can pass protect. That's what we need, and he's going to struggle a little bit in the run game, but I'm 100% with this one. Let me put him on. Cal Long, Oregon. Good eye. All right, who else? Any more suggestions you guys got here? 81 Singleton says Brian Schwinke. B. Let's take a look at Swinky. Guard our center interior. He's got a 71 overall grade. But extremely quick off the snap, gets his hands on the target very quickly, quick to provide assistance on a double team and aware of who needs help, plays with a good low pad level, consistently wins leverage battles, gets his hands inside of the chest plate of defenders. Not an impressive body type. That can be fixed. That can be worked in the weight room. Needs to do a better job of being able to sit back on his blocks in pass protection. Lacks great power. Shotgun snaps are often placed low. Uh-oh. That's the only thing that scares me about Swinky is the fact that the snaps. If you remember the Dallas Cowboys, we have a hard time with the snap, and we have had a history of having a hard time with the snap. So that's not going to be good. That's not going to be good. All right, guys, what we're going to do, we're going to run all the way to safety, because we only have a few minutes. Barrett Jones, I'm going to put him on here. You are absolutely right. But you don't know what you're going to get with that guy. If he's ready, if he's hurt or too hurt, Rick Wagner. Guys, I think what we're gonna have to do, we're gonna have to, because we got into this a little bit deeper than I thought we were gonna do. We're gonna have to do defensive, because we can't just do safeties and we can't just do defensive line or one of those, because we got to go through safety and we got to go through defensive line. So let's quickly go through wide receivers and tight ends, because we're gonna need at least one wide receiver out of this draft, probably. Just because we don't know what's going to happen to Miles in the next couple years. That's going to be a big question mark. A lot of people were saying Miles need to be gone this year, or Miles is not playing up to his paycheck right now. So whatever's going on with Miles, and hopefully we'll get Miles back 100%. But if we do, we got to consider the fact that Miles is a little bit older. You know what I'm saying? And then we have Dwayne Harris. Is Dwayne Harris really an outside guy, or is he really a starter? A slot guy. I'm a big fan of Dwayne Harris. Huge fan of Dwayne Harris. And I think he can play outside, but something tells me that Dwayne Harris will probably be best for us right there in the slot. We want Warmack. Turpa, yeah, Fluker. Everything I've read about Fluker is just that he's a dominant run guy, and will struggle with the pass. And that just scares me. It just kind of scares, especially when we're paying so much money to a quarterback. It seems like we need to, any offensive lineman we bring in needs to be already polished to its extent in pass blocking, in my opinion. All right, yeah, Keenan Allen is going to go somewhere else. We're not going to even have a chance at him. But let's go back to the draft tracker. Screw it. Let's just get Tavon Austin. You know what, guys? If we pick Tavon Austin in the first round, if he failed by some crazy reason, he fell down, and we picked up Tavon Austin in the first round, I would not be mad at all. Not this much. and I'll tell you why. It's because he's a one hitter. He's a person that can get the ball and it's in the end zone before you can bat an eye. And in my opinion, that type of player works for us right now. We are not a good grinding offense, and I will give you those stats during the season. I mean, when we get closer to the season, of how we really struggle offensively for the first 3 quarters, and then the fourth quarter when we're throwing the ball around, then we accumulate a lot of points and yards. So knowing our offense is like that, a Tavon Austin type, and like Giovanni Bernard also, but a type of player like that can get the ball and be in the end zone like that is a perfect type of person for what we do. Not a Cordero Patterson, no one like that. We need a guy that can catch the ball. Not a DeAndre Hopkins, and I'm a Clemson fan. Not a guy like that either. Somebody that can catch the ball, and before you know it, they're in the end zone. So, really nice. Let's see. Goodwin from Texas. $4.2740 for Marquise Goodwin. So again, that is one of the vital persons what I'm talking about. Let me look at this 40. We got to look at the commercial first. We're 5 minutes over, so I'm just gonna touch on this guy, and then we're gonna be out. Let him eat his wrap thing from McDonald's. Is that McDonald's? Come on, hurry up with the commercial. Jeez. Gotta show him though. I'm using NFL Network content, so gotta show that commercial. There we go. Just explosion. He's a little guy. Very explosive. Watch his hands. Pretty natural. Let's see some more. This is my favorite drill right here when they go across. Love it. Let me drop it. Dropped it. Again, he's not polished, but when you got a quarterback like Tony Romo that can get the ball to him, all he's got to do is catch it. And when he catches it, then he's a dangerous human being. Look at there. He loses cool points for falling on the jump, though. And you didn't hurt yourself. So, with me saying that about Tavon Austin, then you know exactly. I would definitely want Goodwin on my football team, and that's for sure. So, I'm gonna go through these, and everything that everyone says. If you have any more people that you want me to put on our draft board, just go ahead and put in the comment area. After this, on this video, put in the comment area below who you would like, who you like and who you want me to see if I can put it on the draft board. And then probably around Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, somewhere around then, I will do a video and I will just have the offense, and then we'll go and we'll do the defense next week and get ready for the draft and the live draft show and all that kind of stuff. So thank you for coming. We got a little bit further into it than I thought we were going to get, but that's good. We'll do it again next week with the defense, my favorite side of the football. You guys can have the offense. I love the defense. And we'll be back next week. And thank you for stopping by. I'm having so much fun doing this, and we're just going to continue on to the draft. All right, holla at you. Peace.